The LEGO Microgame is your gateway into game development. We created this 3D LEGO world that allows you to create your own web-based game using LEGO behavior bricks. We'll touch on what these are and what you can do with them later on. In this video, I'm going to show you where you can get Unity, which is one of the world's leading real-time 3D engines, and all the basic steps to help you get started with your own version of our LEGO Microgame. Getting Unity. First, you need to download and install Unity. Click on the link in the description box below that will lead you to our download page. We want to follow the guided learning path, so we click on Get Started to start the download. Once the download is complete, you can install the Unity Hub like any other program. In the Unity Hub, you need to install Unity version 2019.4, which you can do by clicking on Install. The Hub will now continue the download and installation process in the background while you create your Unity ID. Now you can select between all of our different microgames. In our case, I'm going to select the LEGO Microgame and click on Continue. Once Unity is successfully installed, a launch button will appear in the Unity Hub. So let's press it and jump into the Unity editor. The LEGO Microgame is your gateway into game development. We created this 3D LEGO world that allows you to create your own web-based game using LEGO behavior bricks. We'll touch on what these are and what you can do with them later on. In this video, I'm going to show you where you can get Unity, which is one of the world's leading real-time 3D engines, and all the basic steps to help you get started with your own version of our LEGO Microgame. Getting Unity. First, you need to download and install Unity. Click on the link in the description box below that will lead you to our download page. We want to follow the guided learning path, so we click on Get Started to start the download. Once the download is complete, you can install the Unity Hub like any other program. In the Unity Hub, you need to install Unity version 2019.4, which you can do by clicking on Install. The hub will now continue the download and installation process in the background while you create your Unity ID. Now you can select between all of our different microgames. In our case, I'm going to select the LEGO Microgame and click on Continue. Once Unity is successfully installed, a launch button will appear in the Unity hub. So let's press it and jump into the Unity editor. The LEGO Microgame is your gateway into game development. We created this 3D LEGO world that allows you to create your own web-based game using LEGO behavior bricks. We'll touch on what these are and what you can do with them later on. In this video, I'm going to show you where you can get Unity, which is one of the world's leading real-time 3D engines, and all the basic steps to help you get started with your own version of our LEGO Microgame. Getting Unity. First, you need to download and install Unity. Click on the link in the description box below that will lead you to our download page. We want to follow the guided learning path, so we click on Get Started to start the download. Once the download is complete, you can install the Unity Hub like any other program. In the Unity Hub, you need to install Unity version 2019.4, which you can do by clicking on Install. The Hub will now continue the download and installation process in the background while you create your Unity ID. Now you can select between all of our different microgames. In our case, I'm going to select the LEGO Microgame and click on Continue. Once Unity is successfully installed, a launch button will appear in the Unity Hub. So let's press it and jump into the Unity editor.
Hello, friends and folks, and welcome to your first Game Jam. In case you didn't know this yet, this is a very special stream because it'll be the official LEGO Microgame stream. Now we're going to go over everything we'll cover for the next very exciting, jam-packed 2.5 hours. If you haven't downloaded Unity or the Microgame yet, you still have a chance to do so. Follow the instructions in chats that will drop there or the instructions in the description box. But before we go through all that, we have to introduce our guest and host, obviously. So for those who don't know me, I'm Carol. I'm the community manager here at Unity. I happen to be part of other streams, but you'll probably know me best as the person responsible for all the dad jokes on Twitter. And I'm going to pass it over to our awesome co-host, Ashley.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley Alicea, and I'm a senior developer advocate for games at Unity. You've probably seen me doing demos, workshops, or online events about the latest Unity features and really getting hyped about what the community is working on. And back in the before times, you probably saw me at in-person events like conferences and game jams and such.
I've never heard of such a in-person events. I've never heard of that in a time before. So like I said, we have a very special stream today because Ashley is going to be doing the Game Jam with you, but we have two special guests and that will be bringing you some extra special fun things. Anders, do you want to tell us what you're here for?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Anders and I'm technical lead from LEGO Games and have been working on this micro game for quite a while. So super stoked to be here, and very much looking forward to see what you all create, and ask me anything about the microgame or Lego in general.
Anders knows everything about Lego, so I'm fully expecting you guys to be asking tons of questions because we'll be reading them out later. And he has some really special surprises for you guys, so look forward to that. And our other guests for this stream, for those who have followed our game jams in the past, we usually bring on a special guest. But Joyce is going to be doing something really unique for this stream. So why don't you tell them about that, Joyce?
Hi, I'm Joyce. You may know me as Minions Art online. I am a technical artist and I make tutorials for Unity, mostly on the shader side. And I will show you at least one shader graph today. I'll be working in the universal render pipeline. Ashley will be in the built-in pipeline, but I switched over to URP just to show you how shader graph works, basically. Well, not completely, but just one effect or more, unless if you have some questions about shader graph, you could ask me maybe. Yeah, hi.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joyce. And how about Ashley? Why don't you explain us what we're going to do today?
Absolutely. So today what we're going to do is take the LEGO Microgame tools, and together we're going to create our own custom LEGO mini game that we can actually share online with our friends. So Joyce and I are going to walk through the process of creating this. And like Joyce mentioned, she's going to be doing something a little bit different than what I'm doing. And really the goal here is for all of you to see all of the different possibilities that you could take with this micro game. The kind of possibilities are endless. There's so many cool features and tools to work with, and we can't wait to show them all to you. So once we show you how to make that game, and as we're doing this, you're going to be able to pick up and understand the basics of using Unity. You'll hear expert tips from all of us here based on our experience in the editor, and you'll kind of learn kind of the process of setting up your kind of like first mini game. And then lastly, we're gonna also have some cool giveaways as well, but I'll let Carol speak about that. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I'm really excited. I don't know about all of you, but I'm very hyped right now.
Super excited.
Very hyped.
Very excited.
There's going to be a very good stream. So like Ashley said, we're going to be giving away some very cool prizes during the stream. So all you have to do is share a screenshot of what you're making in Unity, or let us know that you're having a blast by posting about it on Twitter or Instagram. Just make sure you use our hashtag LEGO Game Jam and tag Unity 3D in your post. And at the end of the stream, we'll pick a winner. But all throughout the stream, every 30 minutes or so, we're going to do a little cycle and we're going to do giveaways. So if you have some cool Unity facts, if you have some great things you want to share with us, let us know. In about half an hour, I'm probably going to ask you guys, what's your favorite Lego set of all time? And I'm going to let Anders pick the best one. So yeah, enough about that. Let's get started. Ashley, take it away.
Let's do it. So the first thing I want to show you before we begin is an example of an existing micro game that has been created with this LEGO Microgame toolset. So I'm in my Unity editor in play mode. I currently paused my game. I'm going to open it again. So let's see. All right. So here I have this micro game. I have my audio muted, so it's not blasting kind of over the stream. But here we have some characters doing some different kind of shooting behaviors. We have some pickup crystals. And really what we've created here is an obstacle course. And that's what we're all going to be working on today. For part of our mini games, we're going to assemble all these different kind of assets together to create a really fun obstacle course effect. So let's go ahead and start building out our game. So I lost, but we're going to win later. We'll come back to this. All right. So as I exit play mode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open an existing scene that already comes with the LEGO Microgame. So once you download it, you're going to have probably the scene open called LEGO Tutorial, and it's going to look a lot like what I have on my screen right now. And when you open it for the first time, the really cool thing about the microgame is that it actually guides you through all the specific areas that you need to click on. So if it's your first time in Unity, don't be worried. Don't feel, overwhelmed or wonder, what am I going to click on? What am I going to do? There will be steps that will guide you through as you're working on it. But I turned that off so we can work on our game. And I'm going to go open the playground scene that also comes with the microgame project. So I'm going to open that. And when it appears, let's see if we can find our player character here. All right. So here we have our playground scene that we're going to take away most of the assets, but use this as our base to create an obstacle course game. So I know some of you may recognize this character here. Anders, you want to tell a little bit about who this is?
Yeah, sure. So this is a little bit an old character, but if people have played some of the more classic Lego games title back in the 90s and early 2000, you might recognize Pepperoni, especially known from Lego Island from 97. I think his hair he might need a haircut, but but otherwise he's back in full form.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Of course you need a haircut. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I'm so excited to see him, and like I just remember the Lego games from when I was a kid. And
I think after 20 years he's looking pretty good.
I was gonna say, yeah, if all you need is a haircut after 20 years, you're doing pretty great. I was stoked to see him here, and I know a bunch of folks have been really excited about him as well. So let's use him for our game. Let's keep him here in our playground scene as our main character. But what I want to do now is I actually want to delete almost everything else in the project. So I'm going to, or rather not in the project, in the scene. So I'm going to open up my environment to save the one thing I want, which is this fog plane. And it's this kind of blue, like a floor that we have here. I'm going to use this as, as the ocean, so to speak, for our island. So I'm going to drag that out of this environment placeholder game object. And for those of you who are new to Unity, I'm going to like briefly touch upon each of the different elements that I'm working with as I walk through this process. And right now I'm working with the hierarchy. So this is kind of the place where you keep all of the game objects that you're going to be working with for your microgame. So anything you want to see in your scene, it should be in your hierarchy. So you can group objects together, so to speak, under other game objects like we have here for the environment. So instead of having to click on all of these little individual blocks, I can just click this environment here and press delete. And then the same, I'm going to delete these Lego model blocks here. And now we have a nice starting point for our game. So the first thing I want to do is actually give some terrain, like some, area for Pepperoni to run around on. So I'm going to go over into my project folder. The project folder is kind of almost like your file explorer. It's where you're going to find all of the files available for you to use as you create your game. And when you work with the Lego Microgame, you're going to get this folder called Lego. And within it, there's a folder called Prefabs. Most of what you'll be working with for this Lego Microgame can be found in this Prefabs folder. Though in this case, I'm going to do something a little bit different. And I'm going to go to the Models folder to grab some of these rocks that we have here in the bottom. You can see in my project window. I'm going to turn these as into the base for the islands for the obstacle course. So let me go ahead and start doing that. The first thing I want to do, though, is because these aren't Lego bricks necessarily, they're just regular 3D models, I'm going to turn off the Lego tools here at the top left of the scene view. And so if I click on this kind of like orange brick icon with the magnet, it's now turned off. And so this is just going to make it so I can move the rocks around more easily. I'm going to talk about the power and the awesomeness of these Lego tools really shortly. But I'll go ahead and add these islands. So I added it, but it's huge. It's so big. We got to make this smaller because we can't even find Pepperoni anymore. So let's go ahead and use the scale tools. So here at the top left, you have different tools for panning around your scene. You have the move tool for moving your game object. And I'm going to use the scale tool. And I'm going to grab this gray box in the middle to scale it along all its sides and just click and drag down to make this rock a bit smaller. So I'm going to be doing this and building up the island by adding a couple of different rocks. So I wonder if while I'm doing this and kind of messing around with scaling and such, if we could take a look or get some insight on what Joyce is working on.
Oh, you caught me in some magenta. Sorry.
Let me grab my sunglasses.
So if you see a magenta color like this, it means that there's something wrong with the shader. Now, in this case, it's just because the project file, the files are all in the built-in render pipeline, and I'm not using that, so it's a bit broken. I'll just fix it by selecting a new material. Was there one for a...
Nice shades, Anders. Now
Yeah.
you're seeing a magenta.
I'm ready to,
now it's just a sea of red there. Let's see. Did I have there should be a background? Yeah, here we go. Okay, now it's fixed again. So what I've done is so Ashley was playing with pepperoni, but I've actually chosen the astronaut character here. Because if anyone knows me, I like cats, space, and purple. So I thought I'd pick an astronaut instead. And also, I mentioned cats. I have a cat here, which is not in the standard project files, but you can import it using Brick Studio. Brick Studio. So I have it right here. I've already installed it. But maybe Anders can tell us a little bit about Studio.
Yeah, sure. So the microgame come with a few models we have pre-baked in, some fun models, but you can also build your own Lego models either in the editor, but you can also use this tool called Bricklink Studio, which you can download for free, and then you can build up your model. And then inside Unity, there is a tool to import the models back into your game. So you can essentially build anything you want and have that as a character or environment prop for your game. And there's also a gallery on the Bricklink website where you can actually see very cool fan models, where you can also get inspired or import them directly. So you have a lot of stuff to work with for your game.
So yeah, there's a lot of models available here. So what I did was I just typed in cat. There's actually a lot of different types of models here. There's also some headgear. So if you want your character to have kitty ears, you can do that here. But I just went for this this cat here, and all you gotta do is, let me see if I remember it properly. You gotta save, export as, and then I think it was LDraw.
Yeah, the LDraw file. Yeah.
So I've already done it before. So it's right here. This is the same cat. So it'll be in an LDR file. You save it. I'll overwrite it. And then back in Unity, there is Lego Tools, import model. And then, I'll import the elephant. So I already imported the cat. But if you do this now in your Lego project, I think this one is the only one that shows up. And it's called Elephant. So let's see what it looks like. I'm going to import it. Import model. This might take a while. Oh, it doesn't. Cool. Okay. And now we have this pink elephant with a top hat. So so you're not limited to the models in the folders. You can just import a ton of them or make your own like this one. So I'll be using this one somehow in a bit, and I'll be using the cats as pickups. But I think it's time to go back to Ashley. Or are you ready, Ashley?
I am ready. I won't catch you on magenta next time. I think that was super useful to explain, because I know folks here are going to I don't know about y'all. I'm so hyped that Joyce is here. I love all her Unity tutorials and shader work, and like to hear her insight and guidance on this is super exciting. And I know that a lot of folks who are here are huge fans of her, and are immediately going to start doing the exact same stuff that she's working on. So clarifying your process choices really, really awesome.
Thank
So,
you.
Yeah,
what
shout out
I'm-
to all the minions art people in chat who were here for Joyce.
Hi.
Let's see. So what I'm doing now, and I'm going to finish up this one real quick and then jump over to the next one to explain what I'm doing. But I'm using a Unity feature called ProBuilder to make just general rough shapes for our island. So I didn't want to use just these rocks. I wanted to have Pepperoni run around kind of like on a bigger surface area to add different obstacles and pickups and such on. So by using ProBuilder, and ProBuilder is a 3D modeling tool that's built into the Unity editor. And it's really great for what we call gray boxing or white boxing your levels as you're creating a game. So I'm using these 3D tools to create basic primitive shapes that I'm using to create this island. So the cool thing about ProBuilder is that I can go to let's say this new shape button here to open the ProBuilder. Actually, to even get ProBuilder, what you can do is you can go to Window, Package Manager, and your Unity editor. And it opens basically a menu of all the different Unity features that you can add to your project. So there's a ton here that I haven't added because we don't need it, right? There's a 3D game. We don't need these 2D tools. But I can use the search bar here at the top and search for ProBuilder and then download it through this window here. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave that since I already have it installed. And once you install ProBuilder, you're going to get this new little menu option called Tools. You can go to Tools, ProBuilder, ProBuilder window. And that's how you get this tab here to start doing your 3D modeling.
I have a really quick question for you, Ashley, actually. You mentioned this a word, and for all our beginners out there who are not sure, what do you mean by white boxing and gray boxing?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So when you are white boxing or gray boxing your levels, it basically means you're using basic shapes to kind of block out or almost like sketch the kind of level that you want to create. Because when you're working on a game, you see all these gorgeous, beautiful art assets that are being used, but those take time to develop. And while you're waiting for your artist to make all these different kind of like platforms or worlds for your game, you can test out your game logic and work on your programming or behaviors using white boxing to just do a general rough idea of what you think you might want to do. Then when the artist is ready, they can send you their art and you can implement that into your game. Alternatively, you can kind of almost like sketch or storyboard out your idea for how you want the game to look like, and then give that white box level over to your artists so they have an idea of what you want and they can start working on kind of their polished, finished version of it. So I hope that helps to clarify.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm working on this island here, and I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to scale it down a little bit using our scale tools because I think it's a bit wide. And here at the top of the ProBuilder, when you're using ProBuilder, you'll get these little 4 buttons at the top of your scene view. And each of these correspond to the different ways you can manipulate the 3D objects. So when I have this cube selected, it's object selection. If I want to move the specific vertices or these points that you see here along the edge of the island, I can do that too. Or the edge selection or faces. So, but in this case, I just want to scale the whole object, make it a little bit less swap for our game. And I'll bring it over this way. It doesn't have to be perfect, especially if it's, just a prototype or it's your first game. It's the really kind of main goal here is to just get the idea out of your head and into the Unity scene. So now that I've created the scene with ProBuilder, I'm going to show you my the one cool thing I was going to show earlier that I love about this tool. So I'm going to hit the plus sign next to new shape. I'm going to move this out here so we can see it better. But when you're working with ProBuilder, you don't have to worry about, okay, so I have this 3D modeling tool. Now I have to figure out how to make all these shapes. Nope. So what you can do is you can use the shape selector here in the shape tool and actually select different primitive shapes that you want to use in your game. So you can have a prism, you can have a cylinder, you can create a pipe, and you can even also change the specific settings. So like, let's say how the radius of the pipe, how thick the walls are, how many sides it has. I love using pre-built shapes like the staircase. Saves me so much time. Instead of having to make a bunch of squares and rectangles, I can just use the stair tool and I can select the number of steps. I can say if I want a curvy staircase. You can get super fancy with this. And it's really easy, and you don't have to have that 3D modeling experience, because I do not. I come from 2D games, so having a tool like this is super useful for me. And I love it. So I'm going to go back to the island I just made here, and I'm going to make another one by going to, I'm going to select this rock over here, and I'm going to show you a quick tip, because as you're moving around the editor, I think this is one of like the kind of things that you have to like learn when you start using Unity. Finding your bearings, understanding how to navigate your scene and getting your sea legs, so to speak. If you are, so I'm using the Alt key. When you see me moving around my camera and this eye icon, I'm pressing down the Alt key to pan around my scene. I can use the Q tool to pan around as well, and my scroll on my mouse to zoom in. But let's say you're really far away from something and you want to focus on it, like pepperoni. Click on its object in the hierarchy, hover your mouse over the scene view and press the F key, and it zooms in perfectly to what you want to focus on. So in this case, I want to go focus on that rock that we had over there. So I'm going to select it and press F. I'm going to adjust my camera so I can look at it from above so I can get a better idea for the shape of my island. And I'm going to click on New Poly Shape. So New Poly Shape will let me click and add points wherever I want them to be to create the island, the second island here that we're going to use for our obstacle course. When you finish, you can drag your mouse up or down to determine how deep you want or how like tall you want your shape to be. So in this case, I want it pretty tall because I want it to be a tough place to reach. So I'm going to drag it up here. Now if I look at it from the side, I can see it's still pretty short. So I'm going to bring it up even more by clicking on this green vertex here. I think that works, and that may be pretty high enough. I want to just so that Pepperoni just can't jump up there on his own, because then that wouldn't be a very fun game. I want a very challenging game. Let's see, and I'm going to bring the rock up a bit with our move tools so it looks a bit better. And I'll do that, and then I'll use the vertex selection tool to just move some of the vertices up and around and give this a bit more depth and dimension. I'll use the edge tool as well. Make the island look a little bit more interesting. So I'll make a dip here. And all right, I like how that's looking. Very, very basic so far, but let's see how it turns out. So the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually give these islands some color, bring them to life. So I'm going to go into this Lego folder and go to materials. And in materials, I'm going to go to, I believe, environment. And in environment, I see some materials that I can use to place on these game objects. So Joyce was just talking about materials earlier. And what she's doing is when she's creating shaders and working with shader graphs, you have to apply that work onto a material to be able to add it to your game objects. In this case, though, because I'm using the built-in renderer and the assets that already come with the LEGO Microgame, I can just use these existing materials here in this folder. So I have rock dark, rock light, rock medium. I'm just going to start dragging them onto these rocks. So I can click on rock medium and just drag it on and apply it. It'll highlight the game object it'll apply to, so you can get a preview of what it looks like. You can let go and it's automatically applied.
I'm already digging this like tropical island vibe. It's already giving me like much more life.
I know, right? I am all about the tropical vibe. I'm from the Caribbean, and so everything has to be palm trees and tropical all the time. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so now our islands are looking a bit more like islands. And let's see, what should we do next? We should, I think we should start maybe adding some decorations and our first couple of like platforms for Pepperoni to jump around. But while we do that, let's take a quick look at what Joyce is doing. She's going really awesomely with her scene setup.
I want to address a comment from chat. Someone asked whether it's better to use ProBuilder or 3D software, you don't actually have to choose. You can combine them. One thing I really like about ProBuilder is that you can export the blocks that you make here. So you can build something very roughly, build your level pieces, export them to OBJ, and then open them in your 3D modeling software. And then you can take them back and ProBuilderize them again, so you can keep working on them in the editor. I just wanted to say that because it's such a great feature to have.
It is.
I use it all the time, just going back and forth between the two. Yeah, that's like the best setup for me, at least. And one more thing, I hit play like a minute ago, and then this happened. Come on. I forgot to put a collider on my object.
Classic.
So just wanted to say that's if that happens to you, it still happens to me. So just type in mesh collider, and then if I hit play now, it should just keep me standing. There we go.
And you
Nice.
won.
And I won.
You won.
Yes, instantly. That's how I wanted to go. No. So what I was doing before the ProBuilder tangent I went on. So I want my game to be, you pick up cats, you win, right? To do this, to turn my cat into a pickup, all you got to do is I put it on one of the behavior bricks. I don't think we've been there yet with Ashley, but in your prefab folder, there'll be a bunch of behavior bricks. And so you just place them. I was halfway there. So I wanted to be pick up cats, win. So I was halfway there by placing a win block, which now means that if you start the game, you win automatically, which is a little bit too easy. So in order to make it triggered by pickups, you add a pickup trigger. So I grab the pickup trigger here, and I drag it into the scene, and then I put it on top of the win block, and now it'll automatically find all the pickups in the scene and turn them into a win condition. So now if I start, I don't automatically win. I have to do a tiny bit of effort. So did I win anyway? Hold on, I think my controller's doing something. Right. It works with a controller, by the way, the project. You don't have to do anything for it. So as you can see, the kitty is now bouncing up and down. And if I touch it, it'll be a pickup. If I could grab it. And I win.
Nice.
You can
Good
see
job.
that automatically you got a little quest on the top. And it said 0 out of 1. So there's one pickup, and I picked it up, and I won.
Awesome.
So that's how the win condition works. When I make a game jam, I usually just try to get the loop working as fast as possible. So I have a loop now, a gameplay loop. You pick up cats and you win. So from now on, I can expand the level. So that's my approach. Ashley is building the level first and then adding a win condition. So that's another approach. So we're showing both approaches here. And
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joyce.
Yeah.
oh, that's another level.
And I have to say, I think this is the best part about game development. Pick up cats, win.
Exactly.
And video games can be whatever you want them to be. Whether you want to pick up cats, whether you want to fly around in outer space, the kind of possibilities are endless, especially as you keep making more and more little micro games and mini games. You learn and pick up so much as you're doing that you're going to build a lot of skills that you can start using to create games that you want to create and are really excited about. So, and Joyce is really excited about cats, and I agree. +1 for the cat game. I think that's a perfect idea for this jam.
Yeah, I love the idea. I love the idea of cat collecting. It's Cat Lady Lego edition.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's also a dog, by the way. If you want to have a dog collector instead, in studio there are dog figures. So if you prefer dogs, go ahead, pick that one.
There's also spiders if you want.
There's
Oh yeah, if you're a fan of spiders, it's there for you too.
Okay,
cats,
wait,
dogs, or
so-
spiders. All right, guys.
We have to figure this out. So, chat, are you team dog, team cat, or team spider? So, I'm technically team dog, but actually, before I became a game developer, I worked in a lab with arachnids and tarantulas and all that. So, I'm actually secretly team spider, maybe.
What? I never knew that.
That's cool.
Now I miss them. I miss my little tarantula babies. That sounds really creepy. So let's go back to the game. And what I'm doing here is I'm starting to add some of the contraptions. So, pepperoni's floating in space. We'll fix that later. But what I did here was I added a couple of the different Lego plant assets that are available in the prefabs folder. And I just speckled them around my islands just to kind of start building that island vibe. And then now I want to, like Joyce was saying, start thinking about that loop, right? That game loop. And so I'm kind of just thinking about the idea as I go along. Sometimes when I'm not sure what game I want to work on, I just start kind of building in Unity and just seeing where the tools take me. So in this case, I noticed this cage tool, and we can set up some behaviors and stuff to have this cage open. So I think what I want this game to be is that Pepperoni has to go on a quest to unlock some loot that we're going to store in this cage here. So the cage is available in the contraptions folder under the prefabs folder on your project window. I just clicked and dragged it here into the scene. And so now I have it here. And now the next part of the game that I want to think about is, okay, I know that I want Pepperoni to come back to this cage at the end of the game to be able to get whatever's inside. So we need to make a pathway that goes from this first island here to the second island and over to the third island and then back to the first island. So to do, go ahead.
Yeah. So before we get to that, how about we take a little break really quick? Because I think it's time for the first giveaway.
Yeah.
And I asked a question earlier. I didn't see anything in chat, but I'll give you guys another chance to like throw it out there. But I want to know, what is everyone's favorite Lego set of all time? There's so many. Ashley, what's your favorite actually?
I have to think, man. So I'm a bit biased, and this might date me a little bit. I remember, Anders, what is it called? I think it's called Lego Technic. And it was a set that you could buy. Because really what my parents got me, I think I got like the Holy Grail. They got me the big assorted bucket of Legos that I could just like build anything with.
Yeah, those are the best.
They gave me this Lego Technic set, which you could like connect a 9-volt battery. There's a little engine. You could attach it to the parts and have little gears and have it move around. I actually used it to create a time machine for a science fair project in the first grade. I won the science fair with that. Okay. And
I love that.
It works. It's in my parents' closet, but it's a top secret government thing that I can't share with anyone because so I'm sorry I can't share my time machine technology with you all. I wish I had a picture of it, but it's there. It's a thing. And so that one's my favorite.
Awesome. Anders, I'm kind of curious. You have some this is I think one of the perks of working at Lego. You have a lot of cool Lego swag in
I have a lot of
Lego basement of yours.
Yeah, and I actually started to buy some of my favorite old sets back. So I actually started going to used my lots and so forth. And I actually have my very first set and my favorite, which is this one.
What?
Amazing.
And I remember getting that for my birthday present. So yeah. Nice. That is very precious to me, this one.
That looks amazing. That goat is like somehow too adorable and too spooky for me. Oh my God, it's so cute. I love it.
I love that it's glow in the dark. Is it actually glow in the dark?
It is actually glow in the dark, yeah.
Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
So chat, what is your favorite Lego set? There's so many in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome yeah, very, very many sort of blasts to the past. So there was a Johnny Thunder I saw from the adventure sets. That's a good one. There's also a lot of love for the Star Wars sets and Mindstorms, which I find really appropriate for this forum, right? The robotics and all that. That is really cool. yeah, so I don't know if it's time to pick one.
I think it's time to pick one. I'm going to let it up to you, but why don't you show them what they're going to win?
Oh yeah, I forgot, and this is very exclusive.
Exclusive.
So yeah, I hope you will enjoy it. It's a little thing, but it's a custom minifigure with a Unity printed torso, as you can see, and you'll get a little bag of so you can style it your own with some different heads and hairs, if boy, girl, whatever. Then you can sort of mix and match to make it uniquely yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you can have all you Unity developers out there. You're gonna have your own special minifig with your little controller and everything.
I don't think chat can see my face right now, but like my mouth is like jaw drop open.
I know.
Chat, you're so lucky.
You guys are so lucky.
I'm gonna like secretly make another account and just jump in chat.
I know. I don't think. Yeah, because we don't get one.
No.
Very jealous of chat right now. Do you want to pick one, Andrew?
Yeah, and I'm really sorry. I have no idea how to pronounce the name. I have no chance, honestly. But it's a comment about the comment was the 95 pirate ship, 85, I think it was, pirate ship, and now she said that it was the 1989 Lego Black Seas Barracuda pirate ship, and that is also one of my all-time favorites. So I think,
nice.
Yeah, that could shoot cannons, which is awesome.
Perfect. So congratulations. I also cannot pronounce your name because it's not in English. But somebody from Unity will message you and will get your contact information, and you'll get your very own Lego minifig. So congratulations.
Congrats.
Yay! Nice. So keep it coming, guys. Let me know all of your awesome facts about Lego, what you love about Lego, and we'll keep picking cool winners throughout the entire stream. But for now, we'll get back to Ashley.
Yeah. Now I'm hype on the giveaways. So okay. And now that is my goal. Get the loot. And that's what my game is gonna be about. Get the loot. And you know what? And if it doesn't work in the game, I'm gonna go grab my time machine and figure out a way to do this. So what I'm doing now here is I am adding platforms so Pepperoni can be able to jump over to the next island. Now, I don't know. When I make games, I like to add a bit of difficulty to them. So I maybe won't be too forgiving as I add platforms here, because as I'm looking here above, and you know, one thing I like to do when I'm building out my levels is I like to like take a bird's eye view of things. Then sometimes I like to go and like try to get the perspective of my player, like from where they're standing. So this looks like a hard jump to make. I'm not sure if I can make it if I put the platform here in the middle, but let's see. And I think that's also a really great thing about working in Unity. As you're building, it's really easy to quickly test your idea, see if it works. And if it doesn't, you can just go back, make changes, or you can even make your changes in real time as your game is in play mode. So I'm going to press the play button here up at the top.
It's so funny because I was saying, somebody in chat, Cal said, Ashley here is making the Dark Souls difficulty Lego games. And it's actually what we nickname Ashley as she's making these game jams.
Lego Souls. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can make this jump. So we can double jump if we press spacebar twice. I'm going to get a running start here. I don't know. Let's see. All right. 1, 2, 3. Ah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can make it to the next side. All right.
You got this. I believe in you.
Yes.
No. You went right through. What happened?
You know what? I didn't listen to Joyce. That's what happened. I didn't add a collider to my island, and I just fell right through the floor to my death. So let me go do that. I'm going to go add my colliders to the island. Maybe I should just leave that as a trap. I like where this is going. No, I won't be that cruel. But yeah, like Joyce said earlier, if you want your character to be able to run around a solid surface, you need something to collide against, right? So when we click on an object, in this case, this rock here, we look in the inspector, and the inspector window essentially tells you all of the properties of the game object that you currently have selected in your hierarchy. So I have this inspector tab open, and I can see I have a mesh renderer, but no collider. So I'm going to click on add component. I already typed it here. See, I knew better. I should have done it before. Let's see. And I'll type collider. And I see a bunch of different colliders. Depending on what kind of game you're making, what kind of shapes you're working with, there's different ones that you can use. In this case, I'm going to use a mesh collider. And that's just to keep things simple. For those of you who are more experienced, like, you can set up a box collider and just have that be the floor and such. But to save that time, I'm going to use that. I'm going to make sure that all my other objects have it as well. So I'm actually going to select all my rocks here. And I'm selecting one, and I'm pressing Shift to select each of them. And then I'm also going to select those shapes I made. Whoop, I selected all of them. Let's select the rocks first. Add component, mesh collider. So now they should all have it if I check them individually. Oh, this one has 2. I'll remove it. All right, so these 3 have the colliders, and I want the 2 ProBuilder shapes here to have the colliders as well. And it looks like they already do, because ProBuilder is awesome and set that up for me. So thank you, ProBuilder. Okay, so all right. Now, hopefully we'll be able to reach the other island. So as I'm setting up the next step, let's go over and take a look at what Joyce is making.
Right. Let's see. What did I do since we? Okay. I want to show you what I did with the pink elephant. So one of the behavior bricks is a look at brick, and I put it on top of the elephant here. And when we hit play, come on, okay. Avoid the pickup, otherwise we win. You can see that it's looking at me, but
Or looking
or
away.
it's looking at me with its side, which is not exactly what we want. And the reason for that is the direction of the bricks is very important. So that's something you need to keep in mind. The eye of the brick is where its front is. So I don't want it to look at me with its side. I want it to look at me with its face. So I'm just going to flip this. Did I flip it the right way? No. Here we go. So now the eye is in the same direction as the face. So if I hit play now, it should be a lot less rude and actually look at me.
I actually have a question about the behavior bricks. And
Yeah.
can the triggers and the behavior bricks be hidden during play mode, or do we have to cover them up with terrain or other blocks or something like that?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I actually think it's a good time for me to just explain very briefly about the behavior bricks. So the short answer is yes, and I'll get to the to the detail of that. So we have the 21 behavior bricks. They can do all kind of different stuff. We have actions, which sort of does something like hover, move a platform from side to side, explode or win, and all those actions happens at playtime. So when you press play and nothing else, then it will occur, like you saw with Joyce's, she instantly won the game. But then you can start combining that with other bricks, which we call triggers, and they decide when that action happens. So for instance, you can have a hazard or something else that when you go over that and you touch something, your player is near, then you will die or something like that. So you can combine these action and triggers very in many different and interesting ways. And to answer your question, yes, you can. All these bricks, action and triggers, are all powered by a script, and you can find that script in your project, and then you can just drag that script to your model instead of the brick, and then you essentially have the same logic. Without the brick, you just have the script like you would normally do in Unity with script as components to game objects.
Awesome. I'm terrible at coding, so I love that I can just copy paste it.
You can, and we thought that the behavior bricks was a cool visual way of trying to see what your game is, what is the logic of your game. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's get back to Joyce. What are you going to do now with the elephant?
So first off, I want to show something else. When I hit play, my camera will go through the terrain if I go low enough. So if you see, it just goes through it. This is because if you go to your the camera, the third-person free-look camera, on the bottom here there is a collider, but this collider is set to only collide to something that is on the layer of environment. And currently, when I just dragged in the rock, it'll automatically go to layer default. So if I move it from layer default to environment and I hit play now, it should mean that the camera no longer goes through the floor. So let's try it out. Hey, and now it stays within the physics. So now we no longer have a colliding error. So that's something I quickly wanted to show, because I was like, hey, why does the camera go through the floor? And that's how you fix it.
Nice. That's a really good trick, actually. Awesome. I hope chat, you guys are keeping track of all this.
I hope so too.
I have a question for you, Ashley, now, while you're working on that. I noticed that Joyce's whole editor turned that kind of reddish color when she went into play mode, but yours didn't. So why did that happen?
Yeah, that's play mode tint. So that's going to be your best friend as you're starting Unity development, and I'll tell you why. So now when we go into play mode to test our game, one of the cool benefits is that just like you see me moving around objects and scaling things while I'm not in play mode, you can do the same things while you're in play mode as well. But we enable this as a way for you to test to see how changes would work. But when you turn play mode off, you lose all those changes. So why do we have play mode tint? There are lots of folks like me who forget maybe that they're in play mode and make a lot of changes to their game and then look up and realize, oh no, I'm in play mode. And when you turn that off, all of the work that you've done is gone. And I totally haven't lost hours of work to this. I'm not speaking from experience, but ever since I enabled play mode tints, that really helped kind of train my brain to remember, all right, you're in play mode. Don't make changes. Like in my own home computer, I have like play mode tint. I have like a nice bright blue, so I know what's going on. Just like Joyce has that red tint. So if you want to change that, you can actually, it's really easy. You can go to Edit, Preferences. And in Preferences, there's a tab here called Colors. And in Colors, there is play mode tint. So you don't see one on mine because it's kind of like the gray default color. You can click on it, pick any color you want, and when you go into play mode, it'll apply that nice tint to your game. And then you know, hey, I don't make changes while the screen is red or blue or orange or whatever I picked. So that's play mode tint. And kind of really on that note, I want to mention that just like when I was starting out with Unity and I would do really silly things like do a bunch of changes in play mode, or even now, many years later as a Unity dev, not adding a collider to my island. That is the joy and the struggle and the pain and the passion of game development. As you're working on your game, it is not going to turn out perfect. It's going to take time. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, and that's how you learn. The last thing I want anyone to feel is that as they're building their game and it's not working out, that they think, oh, I'm not good at this, or oh, I can't be a developer, or I can't make games. That is totally false. That struggle that you go through, that figuring it out, like if you're stuck on a question, ask a friend. Go to Google and search in your question and see let's say the Unity forums. You can find a lot of people asking similar questions there. We've all been in those exact shoes, and we still are today. Like Anders and Joyce, tell me, how many mistakes do you make in Unity each day?
Oh, that's a lot. And I actually on that note with the editor tint, I've used Unity for 12 years. I think today is the day I finally set that tint color. I've never done it.
Really?
And I keep doing the same mistake for the past 12 years. So now is the time.
There, don't make the same mistakes that all these very well-established game developers have been doing for 12 years. Okay, yeah. Nice.
Learn from our mistakes, and then also learn from your mistakes. And again, like you just have to remember, being a game developer isn't about getting everything perfect. It's about being able to learn and keeping up that energy and that commitment as you're going through your game. And just know that as you're working on your project, myself, a bunch of other folks at Unity, amazing community members like Joyce, we're all here cheering you on, sharing resources to help with your Unity education. And we all really can't wait to see what you create. So like Joyce was sharing earlier, please share your screenshots and such. Like after this, like I would love for y'all to send me your games. Like I really just can't wait to see what everyone here creates. So I digress. I wanted to mention that, but I'm going to go ahead and start adding behavior blocks to my scene. How does that sound, folks?
Yes.
Let's start doing that. All right. So like Joyce and Anders were talking about earlier, I'm going to go over to, let's see, my Lego models folder. And I'm going to select, where'd it go? You know what? And I actually want to show this too. Sometimes when you're working with a project and there's a lot of folders and items to sift through, but you know exactly what it is that you want to look for, you can use the search bar right here at the top left of the, top right of the project window. So I'm going to go type, let's see, behavior. Aha. So here I have, let's see. There we go. I can see the file path here at the bottom. So I know that I'm looking for Lego prefabs, Lego behavior bricks. There we go. So I found the folder I wanted, and here I have my behavior bricks ready to use at the bottom of my scene. So like Anders mentioned, it's these blocks all apply different behaviors to the objects in our scene. And what I want to do right now is, so if I zoom out, you can see I have the 3 islands here. We know Pepperoni can jump over this platform and make it to this island, but that's not going to fly over here. We're going to need a lot more than that. And I want to make it a bit more challenging. I just don't want this to be a game with platforms. So I have one here as an example to see and test. I don't like it. I'm going to take it out. Let's see what else I can add. Let me see where let's see, that's that platform in the hierarchy. You're going to press delete. So if you add an object and you don't want it to be there anymore, you can just select in the hierarchy, press the delete key, and it's gone. And now I'm going to go focus back on my elevator. And I'm going to add this elevator, very convenient, this elevator behavior block over to my elevator game object here. Now, at this point in time, this is when I want to use those Lego tools that I mentioned earlier. It's really important to make sure that these are enabled, especially when you're working with behavior blocks, because this is what gives you that nice, satisfactory click feeling as you click the Legos together. But also, if you don't, if you just say that, place the behavior brick over the object, but it doesn't actually click into place, that script on that behavior brick won't actually work. So if you click on the Lego tools and make sure it's enabled, now we see the whole object is selected. We see these new special tools that appear that let me rotate this elevator in different ways. But I like it. It's perfect as is. I'm going to drag this elevator behavior brick into the scene. I'm going to let go of my mouse, and it kind of goes into like a hover mode where it floats over the blocks that I can snap it to. So I can just snap it right here. I'm going to click, and it just clicked into place. Feels good, just like a real Lego.
The clutch power.
Yes.
It's
Actually,
so satisfying.
that you actually scripted, Anders, this is an intentional part of designing this Lego microgame. Can you tell us more about that?
We really try to make that feel, when you play with physical Lego, that it feels so good when the bricks snap together. So we wanted to have the same feel in the scene view when you do it in Unity.
So I have this elevator trigger, and if I have it selected like I do now, I can see specific settings for this behavior block. Now, as you add each of these behavior blocks, always check the settings to make sure it's doing what you want it to do. So here I have the audio that's going to play when the elevator brick is activated. If you hover over the names of each setting, it gives you a little bit more context, these little tooltips, and tells you what that setting does. It says, all right, the distance that elevator is going to move. So here it's 15. The time, how long it'll take. If we want it to pause when it gets to the top, for how many seconds. So when it reaches the top, right now it's set to pause for 1 second, and then it's going to go back down. Do we want it to collide with objects? If something is in the way, do we want to prevent the elevator from going up? And then repeat. So we want the elevator to continue to be able to go up and down versus just go up once and then stop. So I like these default settings. I'm going to leave them as B, but we need something to actually tell the elevator brick, hey, it's time to turn on. So with that, we're going to use a touch trigger. A touch trigger is a block you'll probably be using very often. So if you click and drag it into your scene, and let's see, I'm going to click it right here in this other open area on the platform. Now I have this touch trigger that basically says, okay, when the player touches this object, activate the associated behavior. And we can see it here in the settings. It's asking for the scope. So is this is this touch trigger script applying to the object that it's a part of or to itself only? What is the target? So in this case, it's connected actions. I'm going to show you alternate targets later, but in this case, it's just telling it, hey, touch trigger, do whatever is on the other side of my elevator, whether it's a hazard brick, whether it's a hover brick, but in this case, it's an elevator one. What are we sensing? So sometimes you want to make something that, let's say, gets triggered when an enemy character touches it and not the player. You can change those options here. But in this case, we want it to be the player. We're going to leave it as is, just the same as repeat like we did before with the elevator. We want it to keep being reactivated. So I think we're ready to use our elevator. Now we actually need a way to get over to the other side. And to do that, I'm going to employ something really special that all of you in the chat are actually going to get special access to. So this is very hard to find anywhere else, but today we're sharing with you all a secret additional set of LEGO Microgame assets to create a hardcore obstacle game. So this pack is called the Danger Zone pack for the LEGO Microgame series. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, you know what? I'm going to save my scene first before I do any other changes. Please remember, I think these are like the basic tips, right? Play mode tint, save all the time. Save your scene. Like for me, it's like I had a couple of objects. I press Control S to save. Since this is my first time working with the scene, or rather, I just saved it over the playground scene now. That's okay. I can go back to that later. What I would recommend for all of you to do is go to File, Save As, and it's going to give you an option to save it as a new Unity scene, which will let you retain that kind of initial playground level that we have with Pepperoni and the Lego blocks, so you can use it later. So save it as a new scene, call it whatever you want, call it your mini game title and or whatever you want it to be, and then it's saved, it's there. And then once you have saved that separate scene, just keep hitting Control S or Command S, right, on a Mac to make sure you save all the work you're doing. I think the most like heartbreaking things I ever experienced in my job usually happen during game jams, where I have someone super passionate and excited following along, and then their computer crashes and then their work is gone and they didn't save and all of that work has disappeared. So don't be them. Learn from our mistakes, the community mistakes, your mistakes, save your work, and it'll save you a lot of time in the long run. So, all right, I am going to pass things off over to Joyce in a minute, but let's see. Carol, how do you think we're doing so far?
We're doing good. And for those who didn't hear or missed what Ashley just said, you get to unlock the very special Danger Zone pack in this chat today. So Trey in chat, our very awesome moderator, is going to throw that in there so you can get access to it. But before we get to Joyce, how about we do another giveaway really quick? Yeah. And actually, I want to ask for the little minifig. Gosh, guys, I'm really jealous. If any of you don't want it, I can give you my address. I'm just saying. But how about a quick question? Since we just talked about the Lego bricks and all the connectivity systems you did in there, how many bricks do you guys think, bricks, models, and minifigs are in the microgame? Whoever can guess the number can win the little minifig. But why don't you tell us more about that? Like, you worked on this, and tell us about the art and everything for this microgame.
Yeah, sure. So we wanted to do a sort of a more generic look for the microgame, and essentially there's a lot of bricks available in the package, so it can style it to what you want. But we needed a theme, so we actually worked with a Lego model designer called Nico, as we call him, and he's a very experienced Lego designer. He did the Ninjago City model, the big one, and he has done a lot of cool models, and he has worked on all the models for this microgame. So that's really, really awesome to have a proper model designer working on this.
Nice, because it looks great. Like, I personally got so excited about this because it really, everything about the system, the look really makes you feel like it's a Lego game.
Yeah, and we also tried to include, so there is this one theme you see when you download the microgame, and soon you'll be getting the exciting Danger Zone pack, but there's actually quite a few other packs you can get on the asset store. We also have a Halloween pack. I know that is maybe a little bit past, but you still can have some ghosts and a haunted house if you want to in your game. So there's quite a few models and assets available.
Yeah, time has no concept this year, so you can celebrate Halloween however long or whenever you want, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, there's a lot of answers in chat. Lots of variety. Some saying 21, some saying 1 million.
Yeah.
Who's closest so far?
Yeah, and just want to make sure I don't. Yeah, we definitely have one that is the closest, and that is. That's actually a new one. Let's take it here. It's actually Chris Valle. I think it's pronounced. He guessed 7,000 bricks. And the right answer is actually just about 8,000 elements we have in the microgame. So that's a lot, and that is actually not taking into account the color combinations. So we have 58 Lego material colors that you can then combine with those 8,000 elements. So that's a lot of combinations.
Nice, yeah. We're trying to stay as authentic as possible for the game. I love that the colors are also, for all you Lego purists out there, there's something for you to like satisfy all your nostalgic needs.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now let's go over to Joyce. Tell us, wow, there's a lot going on. And I think maybe you're muted, perhaps. She's talking about very exciting things, I'm sure.
Hi, sorry. So you were just talking about authentic Lego colors and stuff. I'm going very far away from that for the environment. I've just created a triplanar shader in ShaderGraph, and I want to quickly show you how that's done. So there should be someone posting a link in chat about how to set up the universal render pipeline. Very quickly, it will be in Window Package Manager, and then it takes a while. And then somewhere in here, there will be, this is my asset, in project, there is Universal RP here, and you can install it from here. And there should be a link for some more setup in chat right now. Yeah, there it is. With Universal Render Pipeline, you get something called ShaderGraph. Now, writing shaders by code is a bit intimidating for some people, most people.
Totally.
So ShaderGraph is something to make that easier. And I'll just quickly show you how to set up this shader effect. It's called triplanar because it projects a texture from multiple planes. So it's very nice for environments because you get a sort of tiling texture that sort of looks good from all angles. There's a few artifacts, but it works really well. So what you do is you go to Create, Shader, and then over here you've got, at the bottom there's a few graphs. Unlit means that it receives no lighting. PBR means that it does get lighting, so that's what we'll go for. I've already got one called triplanar. Triplanar 2. So create a new graph, open it up, and then you're met by this window here. It looks very scary, but we'll only need one of these things. That's called albedo. So you can ignore everything else for now. What we need is a texture and something to control the scale. So we need to create 2 new properties. A vector 1 for scale. Vector 1 just means like a float or something. It's just a value. And a texture 2D. And this will be the triplanar texture. And when you create them here, they will be exposed in the material. And to make a triplanar shader, you can just add a triplanar node. So you click on Create Node, and you type in triplanar. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. English is not my first language. Is it triplanar or is it triplanar? I don't know.
English isn't my main language either, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither, actually.
Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. It's just the node is called the same, so you select it, and it's right here. And then we just drag in the texture properties right here, and connect the texture 2D to texture 2D, and connect the scale to tile, which is the same thing, and then just connect the output to the albedo and save. And that's it. So we have our finished shader graph right here. And all you got to do is create material. And when you do that while you have a shader selected, it'll create a material instance of that shader. So that's what we'll do. Material. And now we have our triplanar 2. And you drag it onto something. And it's white because we didn't assign a texture yet. So what other texture did I imported some grass. It's completely green because the scale is set to 0 by default. So if we scale this, now we have a triplanar shader. That's it. It's just one node with 2 properties. Super simple.
Super
and hopefully
simple.
people understand it.
Yeah, totally. I think shaders are kind of like intimidating for a lot of people, but so many people want to know how to do it. So thanks for showing that tip.
Welcome. So here we go. Look, we
Nice.
have our materials.
Oh, it's looking so beautiful.
It is.
Looking very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's definitely an alien planet the astronaut has landed on. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes, with pink elephants.
Nice.
That
I
was
like
my
how I'm
skater
like,
kit.
look, I made an elevator. And Joyce is like, look at this beautiful world I've created. Like, it really is looking amazing.
It's just
I
the
love
shader. It's just the shader.
No,
Your
but
world
right,
looks
like-
much better.
No, but that's the thing about shaders. And I don't know about folks here, like, and how new they are to shaders, but like Joyce was saying, before shader graph was a thing, if you wanted to make shaders like this, you had to code it all by hand, right? And you had to write all this shader code and learn all of that in addition to, programming and everything else. And now with shader graph, you can set up 1 or 2 nodes and you get an awesome and super useful shader like Joyce made. So I don't know, I'm super excited about it. And just by adding those little touches, really, that's what kind of brings your game to life. So I'm so glad you shared that, Joyce. Thank you.
Welcome.
But yeah, I have here on my screen that special asset pack that I wanted to tell you all about. So here we have the Danger Zone LEGO Microgame add-on. So this is a special pack available to all of you. The condition to unlock and win this pack was to be in this stream. So y'all are going to get access to this. We're going to post a link down in the chat for you to download it and add it to your microgame. But what this set gives you, in addition to the LEGO Microgame, is that it gives you all of these sweet moving obstacles for your obstacle course effect. I won't go into play mode and play the game just yet because we're going to see them in action in our game. But you got some bridges that move around. You have some little like robot enemy characters that can chase you around. You have some stars that you can pick up. some arrows to point you in the right direction.
And look at those speakers.
Right, speakers to play some cool music,
Yeah.
and a lot more. You know what? Even and if we just scroll up and zoom out here, a giant trophy, because again, it's all about the loot, right? That's what I'm here for. So when I'm playing and when I'm making my obstacle course, that I am the prize. So all right, so this is the asset pack that all of you are going to get just by participating in this jam. As a thank you for being here. We really appreciate all of you joining us, by the way. Thank you so much. We're having a blast making these games. I don't know about you, Joyce, but I love game jams. I love spending time with the community. So this is the best of both worlds. And really just cheers. Thanks everyone for being here.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you for showing that. And, I love getting prizes just for being somewhere. So that's the best.
It's also
that's
good
the best
to I'm going to take a bit to go over back to my playground scene. So just give me 1 second as I type that in.
I can answer a question from the chat while we wait.
Yeah.
Because there's a question from Ben about changing the colors. And you can absolutely change the colors of these platforms if you don't like the look already. You feel free to do it however you want to. We put in a little helper function. So if you click a brick, there is a little menu where you can just change the color, and you see a whole array of our 58 Lego colors. You can just recolor it, which is should be pretty neat.
Nice. All right. I'm back here in my scene, and I'm going to go ahead and add some of those danger zone assets. It's time to get into the danger zone. All right. So when you add that project, it's going to come as a you'll be able to download it in the asset store. It installs it into your project, and you get this new add-ons folder in your assets folder here. And within it, I have a couple of other Lego add-ons that you're getting a sneak preview of here that I'm going to hide for now. But we're going to work with the danger zone one. And I am going to open up the prefabs folder, just like we did with the main Lego Microgames folder. And I'm going to open up Lego models. And I want some, let's see, do I want obstacles or contraptions? I want an obstacle. I want a bridge. We gotta figure out a way to get to this island, y'all. So it's really far away. Maybe bridge short can work. Maybe. Let's drag it in and see. All right, so I dragged it here into the scene. And I want to get really specific with where I place this. So I'm actually going to turn off the Lego tools by clicking on it here and making sure the object is selected. Use the move tool to go and move it in place. So I'll bring it down, bring it this way. All right, that's roughly level with the elevator here. And I'm going to place it over here and hope for the best. Maybe it might work. I want to line it up with the elevator here. So one thing you notice, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see it, there's a behavior block on this bridge, and we're going to see what that's going to do. But chat, based on what you see, like, what do you think is going to happen when we go into play mode and we approach this bridge based on this behavior block? So I've placed that here. And the next thing I want to do is have an objective to reach for. And I don't know, I'm trying to think, when I make a game, I think about the player character, and I think, what motivates them? What would they really go the extra mile for? And if Pepperoni is going to go on a hunt for loot, what is he going to find that mission? Like, what's so important to him? And honestly, I think it's pizza. I think pizza is the most important thing right now. And I'm not saying that because it's lunchtime in Los Angeles where I am right now, but I think pizza is life. And so pizza is going to be the solution to all our problems in this game. So I'm going to add a pizza to this third island in the background as the object that we're going to pick up to be able to unlock that cage at the beginning of our game. So to do that, I'm going to use behavior bricks, and I'm going to actually use another asset pack that we have available for y'all. So, but first, let me go back to my main behavior bricks folder, and I'm going to navigate my scene here and just go to the island so I can place my bricks. Let's see. So I want an object that I want a pizza that when pepperoni runs over to it and touches it, it acts as a pickup and it triggers a specific event when pepperoni touches it, which is the cage opening. So to do that, we're first going to add a pickup brick and I'm going to place it in my scene. I actually just noticed, so for the pickup, this first one doesn't matter as much, but in order for all of this to work, got to turn the Lego tools on. So I'm going to click that, turn it on. And now I'm going to add a touch trigger block, just like we did before. I'm going to click and drag that in. And now I can move it around. Let's see, I'll zoom in closer. Sometimes when you're using the Q key, it thinks that you want to pan around the scene instead of grab the object. If you find that happens, just press W or use the move tool right here, and you can move it again around as normal. So now I'm clicking and dragging. It's hovering over the pickup block. I'm going to click, snap it in place. And now I need to add the pizza. So where are we going to get this pizza? I actually have another Lego add-on. So like Anna was saying, there are different asset add-on packs that you could find, and a lot of it is going to be up to your own discovery. You're going to unlock them as you work on your Lego game and as you share it and export it, which we'll show you how to do, and enter it in showcases and more. You'll unlock all of these packs. So one of the packs that you're able to unlock is this Island Adventure Pack. So this was the first one I had to download. Like I mentioned, I'm from the Caribbean. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm all about the island life. But I initially grabbed it for palm trees to decorate my island and everything, kind of like you saw in the background. But then I saw the pizza and I was like, yes, that's going to be the main part of our game. So in that Island Adventure folder, I'm going to go to Lego Models and I'm going to do pickups. And we have pizza and a healthier option of apple, but that's not what we want. That's not, no. An apple a day makes for a not very fun game. So I'm going to throw in a pizza here. I'm clicking and dragging it into my scene and I'm hovering it over the bricks here, snap it in place. And there we go. We have a pizza with pickup power, with the touch capabilities, and some cute little Lego toppings.
I love that. Team Apple or Team Pizza, guys? I don't know. It's a hard decision.
I think it's maybe I'm biased. Maybe some of you are more healthier than me and appreciate apples. But I have the pizza pie here with the Lego toppings. Now I'm imagining pizza with actual real Lego toppings, and I'm not sure if that would be more painful to bite or more painful to step on. But anyway, I digress. Now we have this pickup here, but we need to customize those behaviors on the bricks, right? So I'm going to select the pickup brick, or rather the touch trigger brick, and we're going to look at the scope here. So scope, okay, what is being like touched so that this block activates? It's the connected bricks, so the pizza. We're going to leave that as is. And then we need to say the target. What is it going to activate? And right now it's set to connected actions, which is what we use for the elevator. But what we want to happen is we want that cage at the first island to open up. And that's not connected to these bricks here. But that doesn't matter. We can actually go and select specific actions. And it'll open up an option here that says size. When it says size, what it's just asking for is how many actions are going to happen. So let's say you want to touch an object and you want to have four different events happen in your game. You put 4. But in this case, I just want that cage to open. So I'm going to go ahead and just set that size to 1 and hit enter. And then I'm going to press select action. And that's going to let me pick the action that I want this touch trigger block to do. And in this case, I don't see an option for my cage. And that's actually because I have to add one for it to appear here before I work with it. I can hover and see all these other different options that I have, but I want to work with the cage. So let's go back to the cage object. I'm just going to click on one of the pieces here and focus on it. And then I'm going to go to the bricks here. Let's see, where'd they go? Here we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a move brick so that this kind of front panel of the cage moves out of the way when we hit that trigger. So click and apply it, snap it here in the onto the cage. Now, remember when Joyce was working on the elephant and it wasn't looking the right way because of where the eye was positioned and she had to rotate the brick? That's exactly what we have to do here as well. Because right now, I'm not even sure. So the arrow's facing this way. So what it's going to do is when the cage opens, it's going to pull it out and forward. And what we want to do is move to the side. So we're going to rotate the Lego brick here. And now it's going to move to the left when we hit that trigger. So going back to that pizza, hit F to focus on it. There we go. Hello, pizza. Now we are going to select that trigger object again, that trigger block, and select action. And now we see cage move appear. So now we can actually apply that. And now when we grab the pizza, that door is going to open up. So let's see what's next. I want to say maybe we're ready to kind of test this a bit in play mode, but let's go take a look at what Joyce is working on. I see she has some pretty sweet plants getting set up in hers.
Yeah, so I have a grand plan of creating murder plants. So I want a bit of challenge in my level, and I want to have sort of enemies that move. And I thought, why not choose a plant for that? Because it's funny. So right now I have, Anders was talking about interesting combinations of bricks. So right now I have 3 bricks on my plant. The bottom one is a hazard, which means that if you touch it, you die. The second one is a look at brick. As you can see, little eye here. And the top one is a move action. Now, I just figured out that the arrow is actually the wrong way here, just like what Ashley was talking about before. But this creates like a circle strafing enemy, like Dark Souls, basically. It'll circle strafe around you. Look at this.
It's official. We're actually trying to recreate Dark Souls and Legos, guys.
Yeah. So it's not exactly what I want for this because it's less challenging when it strafes around you. But so we fix that by moving it this way. So it'll move. The combination of a look at brick and a move brick means that it'll move towards you, which is very scary for something that kills you on touch.
Yeah, just a little comment from the chat. If you place the script directly to the model, so you're not using the bricks, you can turn on the gizmos in Unity, which is quite handy to give you little tools. And if you do that, there is some handles for each of the bricks, so you can see with that gizmo what direction it is looking at. So you can change that.
Yeah, I'm using the bricks because it's easier to show what's going on.
Definitely.
But also someone, I think it was Anders, mentioning the colors to change. So I don't think this is very threatening yet, even though it doesn't look like it. So I'm going to go with a transparent red for the whole plant, so it looks a little bit scarier. So I'm just selecting all of they all have this brick script on them, and you can select the molding color. So I'm just changing that from green to transparent red. And now it looks a little bit more scary. And now I'm just going to paste a bunch of these, and I will die because I don't think I can avoid them. So to quickly copy and paste your selected bricks, just go Control-B, and you make another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And I kind of know that these guys don't follow the ground, so they will float towards you, I think. So this is going to be very scary. I also made them move faster than the standard speed. So I think this is a bit, this is a bit terrifying. Look, they're all floating. Just look behind you and there's a bunch of them waiting. But anyway, yeah, so if they touch you, you. Oh, I don't know what it was doing there. I think it got very confused because I was dead, or it was just trying to get a closer look at my brick body.
It was intended.
It was intended.
It looked good.
It looked
But
good.
yeah, so that's how you create interesting enemies.
I love that. I love that they also had that great animation with the the skulls floating out of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Just to make it
Terrifying.
extra terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at the mark to give another giveaway, and I'm gonna ask Chad a question. Give me your Lego fun facts. Actually, I have a few cool Lego fun facts. Well, one fun fact is that Anders actually worked at Unity at some point.
Yeah, many years ago. Yeah. So now it's full circle. Now I'm doing this awesome project with Unity and Lego. So that is just amazing.
Yeah, I feel like this is a dream job, right? Like you start off, you play with Lego, you become a game dev, you go back to being a game dev for Lego.
Yeah.
That's just like awesome.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can say. It's just it's really amazing, and I love it every day.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I have a cool fun fact that somebody told me the other day, or rather corrected me. And it's that Lego, in the plural of Lego, is Lego, no S.
Yeah, that is important. I get red box if I hear otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want your bosses coming in and calling us out right now. So yeah, guys, what are your Lego fun facts? There are so many in chat right now. I saw a couple that are really good. Actually, I saw one that's really good that I'll mention before we actually pick one, because I know you have a really cool thing to go along with this. But Ethan Bell mentioned that Lego was originally a what company? It was a wood toy making company, correct?
Yes, yeah. And I actually, you asked me quite earlier which one was my favorite model. I think recently it's this one. A Lego duck, because there's a lot of history with this one. Because in 1932, Lego started as a toy company that made wooden toys. So one of the most sort of famous wooden toys was this wooden duck from 1935. So many years ago, and now you can get a Lego version of it. So
yeah. So if anyone in chat has that original wooden duck, please tag us.
Amazing.
Yeah, please tag us. Hashtag Lego Game Jam and show us the duck, and I think we'll for sure send you a Lego minifig, and maybe Anders will send you something special, something else special
definitely.
as well.
If you have the wooden duck, I'll definitely send you something special. That's
Awesome. There's a bunch of other facts in here. Do you want to pick one, or?
Yeah, and I think I need to pick the one that I can also sort of illustrate, because it is really amazing, that talks to the combinations of the bricks, and that is Andrew that has put that in. Andrew Enlow. And that is the fact that you have this 2x4 brick. I know black is horrible on this stream, but I hope you can see it. And if you have 6 of those 2x4 bricks and stack them however you want, like like so, the amount of combinations you can make with these 6 2x4 bricks is just astonishing. And Andrew have the right answer. That is 915 million different combinations you can combine 6 2x4 bricks, which is pretty staggering.
That's crazy. Anders actually asked us this a couple of times when we first met, and all of us were like, 100?
Yeah.
So we were not even close.
Yeah.
One of my mods actually told me another Lego fun fact, which I didn't know, which was that Lego sells over 400 million Lego tires each year, which officially makes it the largest tire manufacturer in the world.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I can't comprehend that. It sounds weird when you say it out loud, but yeah.
I love that. Awesome. So thank you, Ethan and Andrew. We'll be sending you both Lego minifigs. Congratulations.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and remember, thanks for all the amazing tips that are or fun facts that are in the chat. Really enjoy reading through them.
There's so many. There's so many that I didn't even know. I think you are kind of caught off guard too. Like sometimes when we share.
Yeah, and actually, Jordan Greg has a great one, because my son, 3-year-old son, he inherited my old Lego City Patrol boat, and he used that in the bath because it floats in the bath, and I find that really, really amazing.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. Okay, thank you, everyone. So let's get back to Ashley. What are you working on now?
So what I've done is, I've kind of adjusted all the different objects in my scene here to really see if we can get to that third island. So I'm going to give it another run. Hopefully I don't fall through an invisible floor again. So let's go. I'm in play mode right now, and I'm going to try to run and see if we can make it. So, all right. The player is able to make it to island 1. Shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. And now we can see if I go use the elevator, I have this danger zone bridge that's actually rotating and giving me a little bit more of a challenge to get over across to the other side. So I'm gonna jump, go turn. Okay. Can I make it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Just barely made it. So now I can go grab the magical, mystical pizza. I grabbed it, but if I go over and peek over the cliff here, we can see the door moving.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really far away. We're gonna change that, but now we can just jump back down.
Whoop.
We'll flourish there, and now we're able to get into the cage. So the last things that we need to do now are add some loot in the cage for Pepperoni to grab, and I also want to make it a little bit more challenging. I don't want this to be too easy for folks. I don't want them to get this on their first try. I'm a very cruel game designer. So I'm going to go and exit out here and think about, let's see what challenges I want to add. So I'll exit play mode. And it'll load up and what am I going to use? So I want to work on that challenge first. I'm going to click on the bridge and focus on it. Kind of hard to get the timing, and I want to make it even more difficult. So I want to add some enemies. That's okay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some enemies that are going to shoot projectiles at our player character as they're trying to cross the bridge. So I want to think, what would be a good enemy character for this? I'm not sure. What is like this pizza have a natural predator other than humans? Or
The natural predator of pizza. So we have elephants, we have killer plants, we have cats. What are we topping this with?
I don't know. I'm really into the water plants, but
yeah.
What do you think, Andrew?
I think a giraffe would be able to stack quite a few pizzas in its neck. So I think that would be pretty amazing.
That's true. Giraffe would be excellent pizza delivery vehicles.
It'd be practical, I think. Yeah.
So practical.
And you know what? I want flying giraffes, because that is really what we have to worry about these days. I mean, it's been a rough year, and I don't know about y'all, but I just hate it when I'm just walking my dog, minding my own business, and the flying giraffes come and just start shooting projectiles at me. I hate it when that happens. And so I want to make a game about defeating them. So we're going to go ahead and add some giraffes. So here in our project folder, we have these Lego models. We have underneath characters. We have a bunch of different creatures and animals that we can work with. I'm going to go grab the giraffe, and I'm going to turn off the Lego tool so I can kind of place it very specifically. I'm going to drag it in my scene. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let's look at this. You look lethal. I like you. All right. You're gonna destroy our player. So, all right. I'm gonna place the giraffe over here by the bridge. That's too close. I'll put it right here. And now what I want to do is add some behavior bricks so that the giraffe can look at the player and the giraffe can shoot projectiles at the player. And also give that giraffe a hover effect, as all natural flying giraffes have in real life. So I'm going to go to the behavior bricks folder and focusing on the giraffe and turning on my Lego tools. Don't forget, I'm going to add an alive brick, snap that to the giraffe. You're right, Anders. We can really stack pizzas and stuff on the back
Yeah.
of the giraffe. That works really well. So, all right, we're gonna add, and the alive brick is what gives it that kind of hover floaty effect, and basically it just makes it feel more alive. So now we're going to add a look at brick, just like what Joyce used for the elephant. So our giraffes are going to stare our player down. These are threatening giraffes. And we're going to click and place that there. Now the eye needs to face the kind of general direction the player is going to be in. And so this is basically, think of the eye as like the face of the object that you're working with. So the giraffe's face is facing towards the right. So I'm going to rotate it. And now, okay, perfect. So the eye is aligned with the giraffe's eyes, and it'll do the look at properly. In the look at settings, I can set a specific sound effect for when this is activated. I can tell it what specific game object to look at. In this case, I want it to be the player, how fast it looks at it, how it rotates. So I'm going to leave those settings as its default, and then we're going to add one more, which is the shooting brick. So I'll grab shoot here, hover over our look at brick, click that in place. I think it's already perfectly positioned. Yep. So the kind of like a laser gun here needs to like face the direction that the giraffe's like face is facing as well. So that's lined up correctly. And now I think we're ready for these murder flying giraffes. So, as I'm looking at this, I've never seen a flying giraffe hanging out by itself. They fly in herds, as we all know. So I'm going to go duplicate this giraffe and make a herd of flying murder giraffes. So you can easily do this by hitting Control or Command D. So I made a clone of a giraffe. I'm going to move this one here on the other side. I'm going to rotate it a different direction. Could face that way. Face a little bit more towards the player. I'm going to have it fly a little bit higher. And then I'm going to duplicate it again. I'm going to select this one and press Control D. Make a second giraffe. All right. Now we have our herd of flying murder giraffes. I think we're ready. I think I may regret this. Let's go to play mode and find out. So, all right, I'm going to press play.
Did you know that a herd of giraffe is called a tower?
Really?
No, I don't know. I just made that up. Is that true?
You sounded very sure of yourself. I believed you for a second.
I was like, I genuinely did not know that. That's amazing. So, all right, let's see. Oh, no, they're already shooting at me. They're mad. They're angry, y'all. I don't know what we did. But we gotta get out of here. Oh, no.
Oh no.
I think it might be too hot. Oh, that's a lot. Oh.
No.
Oh wow. This.
Oh no.
I was so worried about the bullets. Okay. All right. Maybe I have to take a step back and delete one of them. Not sure yet. But before I do that, I'm going to go add the loot that we're going to get at the end of the game. And I'm also going to add the win condition too. So going back to the cage here, right? Let's assume we defeat the crowd of flying murder giraffes. I believe in us. We can do it. What are we going to get in the end? I was looking in the folder here to see what are some cool pickups that we could use. And, I love this crystal. It looks really cool. I don't want to go for fruit. I don't know how many people are team apple or team pizza, but I think I just declare that team pizza has won. So instead of using fruit, I'm just going to use this crystal here. And I'm going to go ahead and actually select it and drag it into the cage here. So I'm going to drag it in my scene. Now, one thing I really want to know is that you're going to use these bricks and attach them to things, and very surprising things might happen. I don't know if it's going to happen this time, but when I first kind of tried out this idea, I put my crystal Lego brick which has that pickup behavior. So the pickup behavior makes your object float in the air and has like little particle effects, just like the pizza. So as I add this into the cage here, and I go back into play mode, if it happens again, it'll be amazing. I hope it does. Let's see. Loading up, and it's processing all these giraffes now.
I have a question for you for after, when you're done with this. Somebody in chat.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That looks interesting.
That is very interesting. So when I tested this out, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just put the crystal in the cage, and that'll be my pickup. And then my cage flew away into space, the lovely trail of green particles behind it. And this, folks, is, welcome to game development. This is the magical things and adventures that you will find and create, and you will go on. I was very surprised by this. I thought it was really funny. I'm going to show you how to fix it in case this happens to you. So going back to our scene view. Let's see. Hello, pepperoni. Now, I'm going to zoom in a bit more so we can just see the crystal. I'm going to pan up, and I'm going to turn off the Lego tools. But you know what? Now that I added it, it's actually fused like-ish to the cage, right? So I'm going to Control Z or Command Z if you're on a Mac, and I can undo what I've done. So I can erase adding this crystal. It was a terrible mistake. We're going to do it again. And I'm going to drag it in. But this time, I'm not using the Lego tools, so you don't see it snap and adhere to the cage. I'm just going to put it here anywhere, and I'm going to drag it up a bit so it can float on its own and not take the whole entire cage with it. So now, the last thing I want to do here is add a structure. And basically, I just want something that I can attach a behavior brick to. And these stone structures are actually really great for doing that. I'm going to add this kind of statue here behind the cage. And I'm going to add a win condition block. So if you're new to game development and game design, when you're thinking about how your game works and how you beat a level or how you lose a level, those are your win and lose conditions. You have to tell the game, this needs to happen so the player can win and go to the next level. Or if this happens, then the player loses. In this case, let's go back to the bricks and select the win block. I didn't have the Lego tool selected, but that's okay. I can just select it again, grab it, and then hover it over, snap it onto the altar here. And now we have our win condition brick. And let's see. Now we need to actually attach a trigger here. Well, not here, but to something else to say, okay, when this is triggered, the player has won, and the win condition brick then activates and does all the things that happen when you win the game, like the little dance and So I want to add it to the crystal. When you grab the crystal, you win the game. You did it. So I'm going to add a touch trigger brick. I'm going to put it over here for now. And I'm going to, kind of like what we did before with the pizza to open the cage, I'm going to have a specific action happen. I want one specific action to happen. Press enter and select action. And here I see statue win. That's what I want to activate. I'll select that. Focusing back on my touch brick here, I'm going to grab the crystal, bring it out of the cage here for a moment, and then use the Lego tools again to snap it onto this touch trigger here. Let's see. I want to select the whole thing together. And now I'm going to move it back into the cage where it belongs. I mean, really, we have to ask, like, well, I don't know. That crystal is doing time. Like, that crystal is up to no good. That's why it got put away in jail. But you know what? We're gonna free the crystal because they're
Yeah.
friend. So
Put
all
those
right,
crystals in their place, Ashley.
exactly. So all right, that's done. So technically, in theory, if we play the game right now and we manage to get past those flying murder giraffes and get the pizza and grab the crystal, we win the game and we're done. I'm going to give it one shot again and see if I can make it with the giraffes. If I can't, then it's probably too hard. I'm going to scale back, but I don't want to. See, I'm the type of gamer that would just keep playing it until I beat it, but I'm not going to subject you to all of that. So we'll give it one last shot.
Yeah, we believe in you. I think you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please cheer me on, like all of you, chat, send me good vibes, fingers crossed.
Go, Ashley.
Go, go, go.
Ashley. Go, Ashley. Do it.
All right. I see them in the distance. Oh, I see a little UI menu popped up. That's from our win condition. We'll change that in a bit. All right. Made it over.
This is the easy
Now
part.
the scary part.
Oh, couldn't you hit?
No. Oh my God. I let all of you down. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. Let's do these two quick changes. Let's change that win UI and get rid of some of those giraffes, or maybe space them out a little bit and give this another shot. So if I click on the win condition here, now that I have a trigger attached to it, we have these new settings that appeared. So it says, okay, what sound effect do you want to play when you win? The volume for that sound effect, the title and the details for what appears in the top. And yeah, let's do that. So title. What should we call it, chat? What do we call our main mission? I'm just gonna call it, let's see. Get the loot. Keep it simple. My computer's thinking a lot right now because of my streaming. Let's see. All right. So then I'm going to select this and then say, all right, what are the details?
I really like Isaac's suggestion. Pizza is the key. I think that's a pretty good one.
Pizza is the key.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate. Philosophically, it makes total sense.
Makes you think and wonder. Yeah.
About pizza?
I think that applies to beyond this game. You're right. In game and in life, pizza is key. So I can't even see my keyboard over my microphone. All right. Pizza is. I almost type pizza is life. Pizza is key. And pizza is key, and giraffes are, let's see, bad. Giraffes are bad.
Just bad.
Just quite simply.
Pizza is key. Giraffes are bad. They're too bad. Let's go get rid of some giraffes. So I'm going to go over here, focus on the giraffe. We don't need third giraffe. Let's keep it a herd. Two can be a herd, right? So I'm going to space them out. I hope this works. Now I'm scared. I didn't think I would develop a fear of flying murder giraffes, and I have.
You can also change the accuracy of the shoot brick if you want them to be just really bad at shooting.
All right.
That's true. Let's see. Let's look at the settings here. So look at the shoot. Aha, the accuracy. Yeah. I mean, hey, flying murder giraffes, they're really threatening, but they have terrible eyesight.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring that accuracy to make this, feel more realistic. I really like realism in my games. And so I am going to use gravity. They're ignoring gravity. They don't need gravity. Now, okay. I think I like this better. I'm going to reduce the velocity too to make this them shoot out less quickly. All right. Blind murder giraffes. Let's try it out. Hopefully we can win this time. Fingers crossed.
I'm taking bets. I'm taking bets in chat already for how many times it's going to take you.
You know what? And even if I don't make it, I'm gonna upload this game so y'all can play. And what if any of you can beat it? Let me know, and I'll give you kudos. It's supposed to be so that the game designer can beat their own game. Okay, wow, they're already shooting at me. All right, so we see our UI has updated. Okay, on the platform. No.
Those double jumps still makes me very stressed.
Yes, they are way more stressful than it seems. No, I'm not gonna make it.
Oh no!
You did it! What?
Come on!
Wow.
Oh my gosh, Ashley!
Oh no!
Oh, this is stressing me out so much.
Okay, I lost. No. Okay, that was very stressful. I was fine. I psyched myself out. I got into my own head, and there I go falling to the abyss. I'm turning off play mode. All right, I'm gonna upload this, and if one of you can beat it, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter or wherever, because if someone can beat this, I'll be really, really impressed. So before I get to show you how to export your game to go share it with others, let's take a look at how things have been going on Joyce's end.
Right. So I've also changed my quest title. I didn't have help from chat, so it's just find all the kitties, catch them all. And I think my game's a little easier than Ashley's, but I'm terrible at platforming. So let's see if I can make it. We still have a lot of murder plans. I added some shooting murder plans as well. And I think, am I gonna? Here we go.
Nice.
I think these are the moving platforms from the what's the pack called?
Danger Zone?
The Danger Zone pack. Yes, I think that's those platforms.
Oh, there go the plants.
Here are the plants that are shooting sideways. Yes, I'm gonna make it. I set it up wrong. Yes, I meant it to be like this all along. I think I missed it. I missed a cat. I did miss a cat. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back. So I've also set up a. Ooh.
Oh.
It's getting stuck.
This is.
I didn't playtest this well enough. The elevator's getting stuck in the geometry of the ProBuilder mesh. So I made a game that cannot be finished. So I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. That's the important part about playtesting. Make sure your game is completable. So mine is not, so I'm gonna have to adjust some stuff. So there was a kitty hiding over here that I missed. And I hear the elevator. My mesh is bad. As you can see, it's folding in a weird way. So that's in ProBuilder. I'm just going to.
I think this is a pretty common thing. I mean, how many of you have played games that are out on the market and you're just stuck in a wall? I mean, that's a classic.
It happens. Yeah. It happens.
Or falling through the geometry, or it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always a place. It's impossible to test, but I should have really tested this. This is my fault.
I really like the look of your dangerous planet you have landed on.
Thank you.
I think the only thing you need is just a spaceship, I guess.
There is a spaceship. It's up there.
Oh,
there it is.
It's floating. I just didn't reach it because my level design is bad.
It's not bad. It's in progress.
It's in progress. Yes.
Oh, kitty.
Here's another kitty.
Nice little ledge there.
Yeah, it was hidden, so I didn't even find it. I lost breakthrough. I should have so if the movement speed is too slow for you, you can actually adjust it in the player settings. I didn't do that, but let's see if I can actually make it. Please go up, elevator. Please go up. Here we go. Oh, I can make it. Oh, I made another design oopsie. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish it. So those platforms are too
That
high.
I can definitely see the spaceship. It's awesome.
But you can see the spaceship, yes. So
Yeah.
I noticed I placed this spaceship and I'm like, what's this little
What?
brick? What's this little brick in here? I'm gonna go pause it.
This spaceship.
Anders has
It's
it.
the same one.
Oh my gosh.
So I
That's so
noticed that it has this wavy brick in it, and that means it is floating. It's a hover brick. So that's why it was floating. That's one of the bricks. I don't think either of us showed that brick, Ashley, did we?
No, we haven't. No, we used the alive one, which is kind of similar. I should have used the hover brick for the giraffes. I might swap that out maybe. Nice. Good find.
So yeah, it's some of the bricks are built into objects, so you should have a look if you see any interesting patterns on the side, because I didn't realize when I placed it, and then I hit play mode and it was going like woo. So that was cool.
Nice.
So yeah, I didn't reach this kitty.
Yeah, so
The
just like
final kitty.
yeah, this is the great thing about this partnership with Lego and Unity is that we love our creators and we feel the same way. We just want to give them like the small literal building blocks, but we let them do whatever they want. It's just limitless. As you can see between Joyce and Ashley, they just went in completely different, totally different directions. And that's the fun part about this, I think.
Definitely. It's really cool to
Absolutely.
see all the different directions people take this to. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can't wait to see all your games, which will be featured later. But like, I think we're already at like over 300 games being submitted already. Lego games being submitted.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's
How
a
are you
ton.
so quickly? I thought we were going fast. Wow. Okay, I'm impressed.
Yeah, overall, since the beginning of the Lego game. But I'm
Okay,
excited to see. Yeah, for the showcase, we'll see how it goes in the next month.
Okay. Still, chat is awesome. I know they're working on some good stuff, and again, like I can't like kind of saying all these games are so different, and this is just like what we did right in what maybe like an hour and a half ish, talking and chatting together. Imagine what all of you are going to create with a day, a couple of days. Like it's. I'm so hyped. I can't wait to see.
Nice. On that note, I'm going to mention the last giveaway. So it's for whoever used the hashtag and you're going to get the Lego minifig, the ends showing. Congratulations to Dave Pickett at David M. Pickett on Twitter. You won a Lego minifig for shouting us out where he wrote, an apple a day makes for a very non-fun game. And he tagged you, Ashley. So you'll probably see it later.
I'm glad my wisdom is out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dave. So somebody will message you with that. So why don't we go back to Ashley? Or actually, Joyce, do you still want to like go through the game?
I feel like it takes a long time to run through it, but
Then I
I
think
can
maybe Ashley, yeah, you can go ahead.
Let me show the final step, right? So you're done with your game. You want to send it to your friends, your family, your crew. Let's take a look at how you do that. Now, it's actually really easy, and we're going to use something called WebGL. So WebGL is basically kind of, especially if you're a beginner, all you need to know about WebGL right now is that that is what the game will be exported to. And we actually have a tool. If you go to publish here in the top bar, you'll only find this with the LEGO Microgame, actually, which is exciting. So the WebGL project, or I should say the Unity, all of the microgame projects. If you go to publish here, what it'll do is it'll go, let's see. Oh, is this the one? Like I created a test one before. So I'm going to create and publish a new build. And I'm going to call it, I didn't think of a game name. Okay, hold on. All right, we got to stop for a second. What am I going to call this game? I have no idea. I'm great at the game development stuff. I'm not a creative writer. Someone in the chat tell me now, what do I call this game?
Marketing experts, game marketing experts, help us out here.
Brick Souls.
I really like Brick Souls for legal reasons. I'm not going to do that. Let's see.
Giraffe Squad.
Giraffe Squad. I like Giraffe Squad.
Almost
Tower
Impossible Lego is also pretty good.
You know what? I'm gonna combine a couple of y'all. So I really like Giraffe Squad and Danger Towers. So my game is Giraffe Squad Danger Towers. That is my game.
Great.
That's what I'm gonna call it. So, all right. See if I can even type Giraffe Squad, Danger Towers in caps for emphasis. So I'll select that folder.
I was actually informed earlier that my joke about the towers was actually true. So a herd of giraffes is actually called towers.
What?
What?
Yeah, I'm actually not joking this time.
I have trust issues now. I don't know if I believe you.
Yeah. Same.
So, all right. So I hit create and publish a new build. And right now it's doing some thinking and kind of just collecting all the stuff in my scene so it can go publish it into a WebGL build. So while we wait on that for it to load up, let's check back in with Joyce. Oh, it already started already. And usually it's done pretty quickly. So, but Joyce, go ahead and then we'll jump back when it's done.
I was just listening to everyone. It didn't do anything.
Oh, no worries at all. Sorry. I just maybe want to see more cats. I like the kitties. Wait, hold on. Zoom out again, though. Look at that level. Okay. Was that like all with just like ProBuilder shapes, or where did you get those?
It's a lot of the same ProBuilder shapes, just rotated and scaled around a lot.
That's an amazing. Okay, that's actually an amazing tip, folks. And I kind of did it kind of discreetly in mine, but what Joyce did there, taking one shape and then just rotating it and scaling it multiple times, you don't have to spend all your time building all these different shapes of rocks, right? Just save yourself some time.
It's two different. There's this one and there's this one, and I've just rotated them and put them just to have a bit of a background.
Yeah.
Some rocks there, because by default you have fog turned on. And I can't stand here because I'm gonna get killed.
The evil plants.
Exactly. I think. I'm within the range. Yeah. I can't stand still. But there's some really nice fog in the background, and I wanted to show you. Okay, I'm out of range. Oh no, I'm not. Okay. So yeah, if you want to change the fog color, it's back here. Oh no, and they're coming for me.
There go the murder plants.
The color is over here, if you can see it. You can change the fog color very quickly. Now it's green. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So for a bit of an atmospheric effect, it combines nicely with the purple fog right now. It looks a bit, maybe a little bit garish, but yeah, lighting effects are fun. So if you want to add a bit more depth to your scene, play around with the colors in the fog. And there's also ambient color right here, where you can sort of tint everything. So for a more bright look, I just set the ambient color to pure white. So nice. Yeah, play around with the settings. It's fun.
It looks amazing. So I actually realized something that I did that was a no-no on my end, that I got really creative with my LEGO Microgame earlier before this jam, and I made a bunch of different scenes and I added them all to my my open scenes to build to my project. I was not using the publishing tools. I was using something else. I forgot to take all of those out. So now it's building all of these different mini games essentially that I made into one project. So that's why mine is taking a while. If you make one mini game and then just export that, and you don't mess with the settings like I did, this will go by in a snap. But of course I went overkill. But either way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link to the game over on my Twitter. If I can get this out before the stream is done, I'll share it here in the chat as well. But worst case scenario, you can find me on Twitter at Avashly, and I'll post a link there. And if one of you can beat it, let me know, and I'll be hella impressed. So we'll see how things go. Hey, Carol, isn't there a showcase, by the way? Because now that I'm thinking of publishing, one thing that you're going to see when you publish your microgame is that it's going to open your web browser and it's going to actually show you like your game live in a web page with a link that you can just send out to everyone and they could play it in their web browser. And you can apply like a screenshot to it. So it's like almost like a kind of like logo, like preview of your game. You can give it your title and description. But even within that, Unity Play website, there is a way to take that game and then enter it into showcases and do other cool things with it. And if you do, you might unlock some more Lego add-ons. So that's why I wanted to mention that. But I know one of them is also about a showcase as well. And maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but
No,
Mhm.
not at all. Exactly. So we have a showcase coming up. So for those who don't know, you follow along with this game jam. Now you know how to make your own game, and you'll have the next month to actually submit a game on WebGL, like Ashley said. And it's the great thing about submitting your games on play.unity.com is that you can share it with everyone, and it's in browser, and everyone can play it anywhere. Share it with your grandma, share it with your brother, share it with your cousin, and definitely share it with us because we want to see. So if all you have to do is submit your game at the LEGO Game Jam Showcase by the 17th of December. And then afterwards, we're going to be actually getting back together with Anders, me, and we're going to be heading over to Twitch and we're going to be playing some of the best submissions there. So I'm really excited for this. It's going to be really fun. We're
Super stoked about that.
Yeah, I want to see how crazy you guys can make this. You already saw what Ashley and Joyce were able to do during this time. I saw so many creative ideas in chat today that I'm sure you guys can really blow it out of the park. So keep sharing your progress with us on social media. Use the hashtag LEGO Game Jam throughout the next month. Again, we'll have tons of prizes then too. And in the meantime, so join us on the Discord and you can come back and ask us tons of questions. We're always around to help you out. Again, on Discord, on play.unity.com. And like you have all of our social media now, like just ask us questions over Twitter. Is there anything I missed?
I don't know. I think
I think
showed up.
I've named my game The Cat Avengers after a suggestion in chat, so I've done that now. My game is named The Cat Avengers.
Do we want to end on one more playthrough of Cat Avenger?
Sure. I've just set up the menu to actually go into my custom scene, so it should work. Maybe now? Can you see it? Yes.
Perfect.
So let's see if I can actually manage it now. Come on. Ooh. I think I fixed the level design issues, but we'll see.
Nice. I can't tell if Ashley's game is harder than Joyce's at this point. They both seem really challenging.
I think the challenge comes from a different part. For me, it's the level itself not being finishable, and with Ashley, it's actual difficulty. Okay.
So remember, guys, subscribe to the hosts and experts that appeared here today. We were really, really privileged to have them come show us all their cool tips and tricks, and for Anders to be here to show us all these Lego trivia and how he worked on this with us. Are you gonna make it?
I think so.
I really want to see that spaceship.
I really want to see it too. Was that the final cat?
The final cat is right there next to the spaceship.
Nice. You need a companion cat for space.
Skip the platform and everything.
There we go.
Oh, she's like speed running this.
And yes, I did it. It's completable.
Nice. And you won.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, that's great. I love ending on a happy ending. See you guys in space. Thank you. In true Game Jam tradition, we always each say goodbye in our native language. So I'm from Canada and in Montreal. So je veux juste dire bonsoir. Merci d'être venu. À la prochaine. Ashley?
I'm from Puerto Rico, so I speak Spanish, and I just want to say muchísimas gracias por unir con nosotros hoy. Espero que disfruten con el LEGO Microgame y que se cuidan. And what about you, Joyce?
I'm from the Netherlands, so for me it's bedankt voor het kijken en een fijne avond allemaal en tot ziens.
And then finally, Anders.
Yeah, I'm from Denmark, så tusind tak alle sammen, fordi I har været med. Det har simpelthen været en fornøjelse at være her, og jeg kan simpelthen ikke, jeg glæder mig sådan til at prøve at spille alle jeres spil. Det bliver mega fedt. Tak.
Oh my, that was a lot. I don't think I'll remember that one. Yeah, I got the last part. Okay, thank you. That was really fun, guys. I hope to see you next time. Game Jam was recorded, like I said, so if you missed anything, you can just watch it again, and we'll see you again in a couple months. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you for joining, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have fun.